because we, of course, are extra interested in how Hato is doing at Chelsea. How has he found his spot in the squad?
Yes, we are very happy with Jarell since he arrives. He is trying to adapt a little bit to a different competition, English football, but we are very happy with him. The first 2-3 weeks he struggled a little bit in terms of the physicality, in terms of intensity, but he's getting better and better.
In the Netherlands, people are always trying to figure out whether he's a left central back or left full back.
Have you figured it out already?
I think he can play both. He can play both. He's a very good player. That he can be central defender or fullback, but also he can join midfielder, attacking phase. So I think he can play in different positions.
Final question: what are the most remarkable characteristics of this Ajax? You've
obviously studied the opponent. What has stood out most?
Yeah, it's a team that they try to play always, like in DNA from the club. So for sure it will be a tough game.
Gary, second row, please.
Hi, Enzo. With Yowan obviously suspended and Liam injured, Mark Guy obviously has done well last couple of games when he's come on. Will he start tomorrow night?
Yeah, we have him. We have also Tyreek, that he played games as a 9 in the past. He did well. He played, I think, against Benfica as a 9. So we have different options. We have one more session this afternoon, and then we decide.
Mark was called back late on deadline day. There was some outside noise, some criticism. Maybe his progress was being affected by that, but you've been proved right.
Yeah, we trust Mark. We trust already last year. He was always playing in the conference. We also gave him some Premier League games. So we show in the past that we trust Mark. Now he's again with us, and he's going to play games for sure.
Simon, in the front here, please.
Hi, Enzo. Can you give an update on whether Fernandez is fit enough to play and any other team news if there is any?
Yeah, Enzo took part of the session yesterday. We have one more session this afternoon. We see if what we decide with him tomorrow. But as I said before Forest game, it was not something that we have to be worried about. That it's just to try to protect Enzo and protect more players that they need to be protected.
And just quickly, is there any update on Liam Delap's return? Whether there's a sort of a date in mind at the moment?
Yeah, Liam is very close. He's not working with us yet. He's still out. But hopefully he can start in the next days, take part of the session with us.
Davide?
Ciao, Enzo. Sorry for the voice, first of all. You've been dealing with injuries basically since the season started. How is it difficult to find the right balance with the team when you don't know which player is available or not, both from your side and from the player side?
Yeah, it's very difficult, especially because many of the injury we had has been the day before the game or 2 days before the game when we had already an idea about the game. But it's something that we are trying to to adapt and try to learn. For the players also it's complicated because sometimes you plan for some players, okay, you're gonna play in 1 week and then suddenly you need that players because the one that you were thinking to start get injury. So it's something that we are trying to do our best since we start.
Matt, second row, over here, please.
Hi, Enzo. You got João Pedro suspended tomorrow night, and then at the weekend you got Malo Gusto suspended. Have you got a discipline problem in the team at the moment? Because every game there's somebody suspended.
For sure, it's something that we can do better. I think some of the red card. We could avoid that. For instance, the last one, I think the Malo one is completely avoidable because it's 0-3, the game is finished. But as I said after Nottingham game, also the other part, the other side, that they don't want to concede, they want to continue to be aggressive. For sure, when you concede 5-6, red card. I don't know exactly how many. For sure, there is something that you have to improve, and it's something that for sure we are going to improve.
Do you think it's a consequence of having a young squad with some naivety, and do you have to make the punishments harder to try and stop it?
Personally, I'm not that kind of manager to punish players. I don't think, in my view, I don't think it's the right way to do things. I prefer to help them to understand, and then from there to do the right things. I think Joao Pedro red card against Benfica was last minutes of the game. Malo Gusto was last minutes of the game. So it depends. Depends. They are all different kind of red card. But again, it's something that if you consider 4 or 5, there is something that you have to do better.
Jacob, second row.
Hi, Enzo. Why do you not like, as a manager, to punish your players? Were you, during your career, were you punished as a player at any point by your managers? Did it leave you sort of feeling that this isn't the way that I want to do it when I become a coach?
No, because I have 4 kids, and when they do something wrong, I don't punish them. I try to teach them to do the right things, and I try to treat the players in the same way. Try to help them to understand, and not to punish them. So this is the way I see the things. That can be right, wrong, I don't know, but it's the way I see things, and I like to do things.
Jack, second row here, please.
Enzo, you talk about needing to do better and improve. What are you as a coaching staff doing to try and find that improvement in terms of the red cards?
Again, Malo red card, we can avoid that. Joao red card, probably we can avoid that. You can all avoid, but in the same time, you know, if you see Trevor red card against Brighton, you can say, okay, allow him to shoot, and then we see. Man United is exactly the same. It's a decision that you have to take in 1 second, in 2 seconds, so it's not easy for the players. Then there are things like the last one. I think that was a huge mistake, because the game is finished, it's 0-3. But again, they were, you know, shouting between them, don't concede clean sheet, this kind of things. So also show the desire that they don't want to concede, they want to continue to be intense, aggressive. So yeah, depends a little bit.
It's around about a year since you spoke in Athens about wanting to see more in terms of leadership and captaincy from Reece James. I just wondered, a year on, how you think he's developed as a leader, if he has developed as a leader, and if he can still do more.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Yeah, it's much better compared to 1 year ago, but I hope that also I'm better than 1 year ago. I think, you know, after 1 month, 2 months, we try all to be better. I think Reece improved a lot. We have more players that they are doing well in that sense. So we are very happy with Reece.
Third row here, please.
What do you expect to be the key element in this specific game against Ajax?
As I said before, it's a club that in the past, in the present, they always try to play their kind of football, their football. So for sure it will be a difficult game. They are also a team and a club that they won this competition in the past. So they want to prove everyone, the players, the manager, the club, that they're going to come here and try to do their best to beat us. And we're going to try to do exactly the same.
Peter, third row, please.
Hi, Enzo. Just going back to not punishing players or preferring to sort of help them, do you have, is there a fine system, or do you not believe in fining players with these kind of incidents?
I think the players, they have a system between the change room, inside the change room, in terms of fine, and it's something that they manage.
Did you get a fine for your sending off against Liverpool here?
8,000. It was public, no?
Yeah, I just wondered if there was an internal one as well, obviously.
Internal one?
Yeah, like the players.
No,
Nizar, in the front, please.
Hi, Enzo. I wanted to ask
Just wait for the microphone, Nizar, please.
Hi Enzo. I wanted to ask you about Josh Achimpong. He's playing more now. Do you think that he still needs to develop a bit more his game to become a starting regular all the time with you? Is there elements of his game that you're working on, and how do you see his development?
No, we are very happy with Josh, but not now. We are very happy with Josh since last season. But like every player, there is room to improve. And especially when you are 18, 19, there are many things that you can do better. But Josh is, it's hard worker, it's humble, he wants to learn, and for sure he's going to be a better player in the future.
Does it make you feel more confident about not signing a centre-back in the summer to play in that sort of central centre-back role, that you have Josh there as an extra one with all the other ones you have?
But Josh has been always there. So it's not that now we feel better because Josh is there, and 3 months ago Josh was not there. Josh was there also 3 months ago, and we were very happy with Josh.
Got time for 2 more. Kieran in the second row, please, and then we'll finish with Rob in the third row.
Hi, Enzo. We're actually about to speak to Tosin. He's probably one of your leaders. I think he's actually the first player aged 28 or older that you've played this season, or since you came in, actually. Do you need guys like him in the changing room so that he can get on at the players, so that you're not constantly badgering him about discipline issues?
Yeah, even if Tosin is still very young, probably compared to his teammates, no. But, in general, he's still 28, he's still young. He behaved like a leader since he arrived here. The good thing is that now we have more players like him in terms of leadership. And there are things, as we said before, in terms of fine that the players, they control inside the change room. And we are happy with that.
And we'll finish with Rob. Third row, please.
Hi, Enzo. What have you made of Chelsea in the Champions League this season? How do you think the players have handled the step up from the Conference League, and how have you found it as a manager?
Yeah, it's nice competition because you play against, fantastic club. I think the first game, Bayern Munich away, we lost. We were not happy with the result, but I think the performance we tried to play for 95 minutes face-to-face against a club that in the last 6-7 years, they always reach, semi-final, final, quarter-final. So we knew that was a difficult game. Benfica, again, we try to prepare the game in our, to try to win the game in the best way. But when you face this kind of club like Bayern Munich, Benfica, Ajax tomorrow, there are always things that you can learn after the game, and it's going to be exactly the same tomorrow after the final whistle.
No, I wouldn't say it's a problem. If you look at all the incidents, they're all very different. They've all come at different times of the games. It's obviously not ideal, but it's something that we're not worried about and something that won't continue. Yeah, like you just said, they've been incidental moments. If you look at the last one, it was just a slightly mistimed tackle. He tried his best to get to the ball. He didn't manage to do so, so it was just one of those moments.
So the manager just said he doesn't like to punish players if they're sent off, but there's an internal fine system between the squad. I just wondered if you knew how much had been raised for the Christmas party so far.
Yeah, that's something that will stay between us.
A big party at least.
We'll see.
How have you personally found the step up to the Champions League? I think we spoke to you after the Bayern Munich game, which was a good performance, but maybe a bit of a learning experience in terms of the way they played against you. How have you found it a couple of games in?
Yeah, obviously the Bayern game didn't go our way. We put in a good performance, but again, at that level, you can't afford to give away goals the way we did. And then we came back to Stamford Bridge and got a great result against Benfica.
Okay, to Matt.
Hi, Tyson. There's a strange stat that came out the weekend. I don't know if you're aware of it, that you are the first player now aged 28 or over to be selected by Enzo Maresca for Chelsea since he was at the club. That's how young the squad is. First of all, were you aware of that?
Yeah, I was just informed of that earlier today, actually. Yeah, it's an interesting stat, but yeah, I'm happy to be the first one, 28, age 28.
You're in broad terms, you're a relatively young player, but at Chelsea, you're an old player.
I wouldn't call myself an old player at 28.
Well, you're the oldest in the first team squad.
Yeah, I'm the eldest here, but I wouldn't call myself an old player. It's a young team.
Do you feel old among all the kids, or do you feel kind of similar age to them, even though you're older than them?
I feel my age. I feel 28 years of age. It's a great age, and I've still got a long way to go in the game. I think 28 is a great age to start kicking on and doing great things.
And do you, just finally on this, do you at all worry that your age will ever make it difficult for you here, because the club seem to focus so much on youth?
No, not at all. As long as you play at a high level and perform well, I don't think it matters on your age. Like you can see, if you're a young player, age 19, like Josh is when he was performing on the weekend, you can come and play for this club. So for me, it doesn't matter what your age is, as long as you're giving your all for the club and playing at a high level.
Perfect. We'll go Simon in the front row, please.
Hi, Tosin. How well do you think Chelsea have coped in the absence of your best bud, Cole Palmer?
Yeah, we're doing well. We obviously miss Cole Palmer. He is our best player, but again, we're doing very well. You saw João go into that number 10 role that Cole normally fills and do a great job over the weekend.
What do you make of Hato and how he's settled into Chelsea so far?
Yeah, very well. He's working incredibly hard every single day, learning our system and getting used to the way we play and English football. So we're all very happy with João.
What specific sort of assets do you see in him that you think can make the impact in English football and the Champions League?
To be honest, I think his all-round game is top. The way I've seen him go forward in training is amazing. The way he's composed and the way he brings that aggressivity into his game is something that is great to see.
We'll go to the gentleman. Okay, we'll go to Bobby Vincent then.
Hi Tosin. On Saturday when you were warming up, I spotted you sort of giving instructions to your teammates. How important is it as an experienced member of the squad is it to be a leading voice in the changing room?
Yeah, definitely. Even when I'm on the side of the pitch, I'm always trying to help, and the most important thing is getting the 3 points. So any details I can give to the boys off the pitch to help them perform is very important, and that's what I was doing on Saturday.
We'll go to the gentleman at the back row there.
Hi Tosin, I'm from the Netherlands. My name is Johan. Nice to meet you. I wonder, what are your thoughts on Ajax, and did Jorel tell you they are struggling since he left lately?
No, he's not said they're struggling. We've watched a bit of them yesterday and saw how they play and what we expect from them. We're going to do the same again today to really analyse them and know what their strengths and weaknesses are when they come here tomorrow night.
Okay, but were you aware that they were struggling lately?
I've seen that they've not been performing to the highest of standards that Ajax have set previously, but I'm sure they're a great club and a great team full of good individuals that will continue to perform well.
Go to Gary in the second row here.
Hi mate, yeah, you do it regularly. I've noticed in Poland as well. In the final, you were in the technical area for most of the game, issuing instructions to the team, almost like a coach. Is that part of you? Is that in you? Is that something you'd like to do one day?
I am 28, but I'm not thinking about managing right now. 28 is not that old. It is something that's in me. It's part of my leadership role within the team, and I do the same when I'm on the pitch, and I'll continue to do the same off it as well.
And obviously that tournament, you made Team of the Year. And Cole Palmer said you wanted to be Player of the Tournament. Any chance of making that in this tournament this time around?
Yeah, definitely. That's the aim, to perform at the highest of levels, to win this competition and also get those same accolades.
Thanks.
Nizar, front row, please.
Hi, I just wanted to ask you, with your leadership role in mind, what have you made of Josh Achimpong breaking through at 19? He's playing a bit more regularly, done Liverpool and then Nottingham Forest. What have you made of his performances, and have you said anything to him as sort of a leader and a defender yourself?
Yeah, whenever I know he's going to be on the pitch, I try to give him any support possible. Even every single day I'm on to him to make sure he's doing the right things, because when I was his age, I had people like Vincent Kompany doing the same for me. So I think it's very important to have somebody elder than you and performing at a higher level than you to be there to support you in any way possible.
And what's he good at, and what does he need to do to sort of go to the next level? Like, what's the good things, and what does he need to do to take the next step as well?
Yeah, I think we can all see Josh's qualities. His qualities on the ball, especially when he's driving with the ball, is unmatched for me. He's the best at it, and he just needs to continue working the same way and keep that confidence. And with time, he's going to be a great player for us.
We'll have a last couple with Davide, and we'll finish with Peter.
Hi, Tosin. Sorry for the voice, first of all. From a player perspective, how tough it is to play in this situation in which you have so many injured players, you don't know who's going to be available for a match day. How is it difficult to adapt?
It's not difficult. We have a squad full of amazing players, and no matter who is on the pitch, we always play well together, and we know what we need to do because we have a great system behind us.
It's just a matter of knowing the system then, be ready to jump in, be a starter if needed.
Yeah, that's exactly that. That's exactly why we have that system in place, so anyone can come in and perform at a high level, and that's what we all do.
Hi, Tosin. I know you've had a calf injury, so I was just wondering, first of all, how you are fitness-wise, and then secondly, there's been quite a few sort of muscle injuries for Chelsea so far at the start of the season. Of course, you had an unusual pre-season, which was pretty unprecedented. I was wondering if there's any worry within the camp about that, the fact that there are these small injuries being picked up, and how you guys are feeling about it, basically.
Yeah, it's obviously not an ideal situation, having a few players picking up niggles, but we're all doing our best to be on the pitch to help each other and to help the club perform at a high level. We're all sacrificing ourselves. It obviously was an unusual pre-season and a long season. The back end of last season with the Club World Cup only finishing in July, but we're all doing our best to be out there on the pitch.
Is that something you worry about for the rest of the season as well?
Well, what we do is we look at the next games and we look at the upcoming times and see what we can do from there. We all try to, like I just said, we all try to be on the pitch as soon as possible.